Hey retro gamers, welcome back to a brand new episode of What's New on Batocera. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Wait, didn't we just get version 42? You're right. But guess what? The Batocera team never sleeps. Version 43 is already in the works, and it's packing some fresh updates, cool tweaks, and a few surprises that you're definitely gonna love. So buckle up, grab your favorite controller, because today, we're diving headfirst into what's already cooking in the next evolution of your favorite retro gaming platform. All right, let's start with something small, but super useful. PCSX2, the PlayStation 2 emulator, just got a brand new option inside EmulationStation. You can now choose where to display your OSD messages. I know, it sounds minor, but before this update, those little notifications, the ones showing patch loading, save states, and other system messages, were often hidden behind the bezel whenever it was enabled. Yeah. Pretty annoying, right? Well, not anymore. By default, the OSD messages are now nicely centered at the top of the screen, clean, visible, and exactly where you want them. A small change, but a nice quality of life improvement for all PS2 fans out there. Okay, now this next one is huge. Honestly, it deserves a full video on its own, but let's start with a quick overview because this is just the beginning of something big. Batocera is completely reworking the way hotkeys and keyboard combinations are managed. The goal? To make the user experience as flexible and intuitive as possible. You might remember a little while ago, Batocera introduced something called Hotkey Gen, a system designed to handle standardized actions across all emulators. Things like quitting a game, saving or loading a state, taking screenshots, all unified behind the scenes. It was pretty transparent for most users, but under the hood, every configuration generator was updated to support it. And now, the next step begins. Thanks to Nicholas, aka Susan34, the original creator of Batocera and a true wizard when it comes to controller management, we're getting something that arcade panel builders and advanced users have been dreaming of for years. You can now manually configure each hotkey and every action directly in Batocera. Yes, you decide which buttons trigger what. And the best part? There's a brand new menu in EmulationStation where you can assign or remap any key or button for each action. And you can do it right from the interface. No config file, no guessing, no SSH needed. Imagine just pressing a single button to quit, save your game, or even pause the emulator. No combo required. That's the level of control Batocera is moving toward. This is just the beginning of a much larger system that's still evolving, but even at this stage, it's a total game changer. Next up, a pretty important change for all Nintendo 3DS fans. Batocera is officially switching back from Azahar Plus to the original Azahar emulator. Now, this isn't just a random change, there's a solid reason behind it. The original Azahar emulator doesn't support encrypted games, meaning any ROMs that still contain TPM protection or haven't been properly decrypted won't work for installation or launch. So, what does that mean for you? Well, to keep using the 3DS emulator in Batocera, make sure your ROMs are decrypted or legitimately obtained from official sources like the Nintendo eShop or your own console dumps. And there's one more thing. The .3DS format is being phased out in favor of .cci. But don't panic. If you already have decrypted .3DS files, all you need to do is rename them to .cci, and they'll work just fine. All right, this next feature is one that's really going to make your life easier, especially if you like playing Windows games on Batocera. We've added a few brand new options to the built-in File Explorer, and these are real time savers. You can now extract compressed archives directly from the interface. Just right-click on your archive file, choose where you want to extract it, and boom, done. Most common compression formats are supported, but here's where it gets really interesting. Batocera can now also extract game installer packages that use InnoExtract, like the installation setups from GOG. Let's take an example, the game Dreamed Away. Now, instead of running the full installer, you can simply extract the setup, grab only the files you need to launch the game, and delete all that extra GOG installer stuff that you don't need anymore. And that's it. Your game is almost ready to play. You just move it into your Windows ROMs folder, and you're good to go. Simple, clean, and super convenient. But wait, that's not all. To make the whole experience even smoother, Batocera now lets you automatically create the autorun.cmd file. You know, the little script needed to launch the correct executable for your Windows games. Here's how it works. You can either run an automatic scan inside your game folder or manually select the .exe file you want to launch through AYN. Batocera will then automatically generate the autorun.cmd with the correct executable entry. No typing, no guessing, no hassle. It's a super handy addition that saves you time and keeps your Windows games perfectly organized. And now, few smaller tweaks here and there inside EmulationStation, little details that make a big difference. First one, and it's actually related to what we just talked about, you'll now find a new option to disable the NT Sync feature. NT Sync comes bundled with the latest AYN runners in Batocera, and it replaces the older F-Sync and E-Sync methods, which are now deprecated. In most cases, you'll want to leave it enabled, but for some specific games, disabling it might help with compatibility or performance issues. Next up, a new setting for the Wi-Fi country code. Depending on your network configuration, you might need to define this code to connect properly or to access the right wireless channels. Well, good news. You can now set it directly from the EmulationStation interface. Now let's talk a bit about devices, because this one is exciting. In collaboration with the awesome team at AYN Technology, the Batocera developers have started working on official support for the AYN Thor. This handheld is quite a unique piece of hardware, mainly because of its dual screen setup, which adds a few extra layers of complexity when it comes to emulation and system integration. But, as always, the Batocera team is hard at work to make sure we can take full advantage of what this machine has to offer, both screens and all its features. It's still early in development, but I'm really excited to show you more about this in an upcoming video. Stay tuned, because this one looks really promising. And that's it for today's episode of What's New on Batocera. It's always a real pleasure to share with you all the latest updates and new features coming to Batocera. This amazing project just keeps evolving thanks to the passion of its community and developers. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next episodes. Because trust me, version 43 still has plenty of surprises on the way. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep playing, keep exploring, and see you soon on Batocera.tv.